2025 has been a phenomenally good year for us anime fans. A bunch of high profile things have dropped or have continued to drop nothing but quality. A shocking amount of series have either passed the torch along or are rapidly approaching their end. And of course, a mix of highly anticipated anime and unexpected bangers came out. And today, I want to commemorate those by detailing my 5 favorites to come out this year. However, before the actual list, I got a bunch of honorable mentions for y'all. Dr. Stone is unbelievably good right now. The story and the character arcs, the mind-boggling twist, the scale of the series is truly enormous now, and it is such a joy to watch. Lord of Mysteries, while having major flaws in my opinion, still makes a very, very impressive effort in adapting the famous web novel of all time. Sorry, Shadow Slave, and I think they did so much good with it. All the other crazy adaptations were also great. Fragrant Flowers made me so happy with how well they did it, and the same goes for Gachi Akuda. Both of these are shining examples of when the studio understands the fucking mission. City was a comedic blast and had, for some reason, some of the most intricate animation I have ever seen. It had so much fun. It had this quirky and slapstick humor to it, but also insanely unique set pieces that were just so cool to watch. And lastly, Secrets of the Silent Witch was a syringe of pure vanilla wholesomeness injected into me every episode. It was so sweet. With all those out the way, let's get into the list. And I'm so sorry, I'm a fake anime fan. I haven't watched Orb yet. I'm sorry. Okay, hear me out. I was scrolling YouTube before about a month ago and I came upon a clip from a Uma Musume movie. Now, this is a fucking horse girl racing franchise and the source material is a gacha game, bro. That is all I knew going into this thing, but all that cash is going somewhere good, cause holy shit. That was a month ago. And so enters Cinderella Grey, a spin-off of the series following Aguri Cap and her rise to horse girl stardom. And I can confidently say that this is the most exciting anime of the year. The pacing is lightning fast. Where other sports anime would take a chill pill between matches, Uma Musume says fuck a training arc, take another race, and another one, and another one. Non-stop blitz of these adrenaline-pumping, edge-of-your-seat races, with climaxes that made me squeal like a fucking horse. However, the story does slow down at some points. But this is Uma Musume's definition of a training arc. Not even an official race, and I still got mad goosebumps. And the story is compelling enough to actually make you care about who wins. Aguri is a fantastic protagonist with a lot of heart and soul to her. You feel her thirst for victory in every race, and on the way, she exhibits some bone-chilling, insatiable fervor, and is genuinely so much fun to watch. It is exhilarating. Tamamo Cross is a really compelling rival with this unmistakable aura to her when she flaunts her shit. I'm telling you, every time she opens her mouth, every time she monologues during a race, shit's about to go down. Obey Your Master, Dictor Striker, Fujimasa March, all of these characters are so intense, to a level where you feel like they are the protagonists too. But what really cemented this series as one of my favorite anime this year is in its finale. In episode 3, March asks Aguri a question. Why do you run? It's something that honestly bewilders Aguri. She does not have an answer in that moment. But in Cinderella Grey's last hurrah, the final race, she finds her answer. And in a way that's simultaneously exhilarating, hype, explosive, blowing everything prior out of the water, and tendersome, beautiful, and damn fucking tearjerking. I'm a big fan of arts about art, media that focuses on the creative process and the struggles, strifes, and simply bullshits that comes with it. Look Back and Blue Period are among my favorite anime and manga experiences because of how much I personally related to their stories. But Zenshu takes a different approach to the concept that clicked with me. We follow a burned out animator as she isekais into the world of her favorite childhood movie, and she goes on these misadventures with them. Has these quirky fantasy elements, a cool ass heroine with a dope ability to bring her speed drawing animations to life, and a budding romance with the main character of the movie. Wait, what? Yes, Natsuko's lucky ass gets to isekai into her favorite story and also smash lips with her favorite fictional character, Luke. Some of y'all motherfuckers would definitely go nuts as a chance arose, I'd imagine. But this is actually the linchpin of the series for me. Zenshu feels less like a love letter to animation, as one might imagine, but instead a very personal ode to inspiration itself. When we first meet Natsuko, she's not in a great spot. While she is a very talented animator, she is isolated. anime alone, which is bad news considering her next project is a rom-com, and the entire story is an allegory for an artist regaining inspiration. I think stories in this niche can get depressing, existential, and incredibly thought-provoking yet hard to watch, but Zenshu is a joyous reminder of why we took to art in the first place. Perhaps it was a series, an album, a movie, or even just a scene, a melody, or a singular character that we fell in love with. And so when we make art, we do it not for people, not for society, not even for ourselves, but our inner child who found a world so beautiful we could do nothing but create.
If I could throw my arms around you for just another day, maybe.
To Be Hero X is absolutely insane. It feels like the show should have been given a whole ass cinematic universe, given a decade to flesh out its every component. That is how much depth there is to this series. Taking place in a futuristic, alternate world where people are assigned trust values, and the more you accumulate, the more power you possess. This leads to the birth of heroes, actual superheroes with abilities and restrictions given by the public. And it's that latter that makes these characters so interesting. There's a dude that can't stop smiling, a man who's unable to bend over, a girl whose portal gun only leads to the side of the man her fans forcibly shipped her with. The people's opinion dictating your identity is such an interesting concept, and is executed with an untouchable stylistic flair, blending 2D and 3D animations with several art style changes. It makes some of these climaxes pop, literally with explosive energy. Plus, you know, there's a fucking character that can make it switch on command. X is the sauciest motherfucker I've ever seen. He radiates, literally shines with an aura I ain't seen since Escanor himself, bro. Unbelievably and effortlessly dominant, he steals the fucking show. He takes every scene he's in and inflates the budget with his mind-bendingly created cinematography that fucks with my eyes every time I see it. But he also doubles as a very interesting character, and that is the shit that makes To Be Hero X the goldmine it is. Look, I was in awe at the first couple arcs. I adored the unique visuals, the banging soundtrack, how the fights look, but as the series went on, I realized how absolutely fantastic the writing is. This is a complex world with so many different political agendas, individuals in high places with mysterious backgrounds, government cover-ups, factions that are seemingly on the same side but harbor their own beef and ulterior motives. And most of all, a conspiracy dating back to the first hero ever instituted. That shit is fascinating and told through incredible storytelling, with each arc following a different character. Sometimes it's in the present, sometimes it's in the past, sometimes we follow the same events but from a different character's point of view. And eventually, if you stick it through, you get to see To Be Hero X connect every dot into one coherent story that loops all the way back to the beginning. And that shit is fucking satisfying, bro. But of course, the narrative is there to communicate the themes of heroism. In a world where one's public image is directly linked to power itself, what are you supposed to be? A hero or just the ideal image of a hero? Is the cost of heroism worth the painful, life-changing alterations? And again, the storytelling complements these ideas as we get to see a variety of different heroes and their struggles. A fraudulent hero, a straight-laced hero, a nutjob hero, a hero past his prime, a hero struggling with how their gender affects her image. And my personal favorites, a hero who underwent a childhood so jarring he disconnected from reality, only to realize just how much he regrets his past. I fucking love Ghostblood. But the most important character in To Be Hero X is you. It's me. It's the audience watching both in and out of universe that is the crux. I like to think that by watching, I give these characters strength somehow, because I care. I empathize with their pain, their hopes, their decisions, and that is powerful. It is beautifully ironic how I find myself in a story about these formidable heroes with reality-defying powers, seeing these superhumans as just human. Medalist follows an 11-year-old little girl with aspirations to ice skate, being coached by an ex-skater who once had lofty dreams but fumbled. I'm making my kids watch this show. Medalist is authenticity itself. It is one of the most endearing, most heartfelt, most genuine anime of the decade. And Nori is my goddamn child. I will smite anyone who gets near her. She's shy, always down on herself, but also so madly in love with skating, always smiling ear to ear whilst on the ice, and it is unquestionably beautiful to see her develop confidence in herself as she improves as a skater, alongside her coach Tsukasa. I love this guy. Once a failed skater himself, he strives in every episode episode to support Inori to his fullest capabilities, and I think it's just so damn fantastic. It is heartwarming to no end, and the same goes for all the other kids. Rio is this arrogant, straight-laced, rude little boy. However, that is just a front, a defense mechanism in order to hide how pathetic he feels when compared to his dad, and to his more talented peer Hikaru. I've met children like this. Hell, I've been this kid before at times. I understand the embarrassment in accepting praise, and the awkward cringiness in watching someone belting out their dreams naively. Oh wait, they are naive. They are just kids, which Medalist understands and portrays as such. The series understands that kids talk out of their ass, they pose as more mature than how they actually are, and yet ultimately they are innocent, pure, earnest in their desires and emotions, and happy to just be happy. And damn does this show make me fucking happy, because I get to watch it all unfold. The climaxes in this anime are stunning, with a mix of 3D and 2D and a heavy hitter of a soundtrack, all culminating in these skating routines that bring me right back to the beginning of the first episode. I am Inori in this scene, watching with a light in my eyes, with a face full of wonder, a magical spectacle filled with heart and soul and love and passion. Takopi's original sin is the complete opposite of this. Dark and lonely and mature. The kids in this anime are beyond fucked. Shizuka is suicidal, Marina is abusive and sadistic, mirroring her own mother, and Naoki is constantly berated by his neglectful mother. This is not a happy-go-lucky world, yet Takopi, the optimistic octopus from outer space, comes into the story having zero clue what the fuck is popping, and they try to fix things, only to realize it was always impossible. This series came at the right time for me. I was stressed from work, from life, and so I found myself consuming media with zero comprehension, just mindlessly reading and scrolling and watching and reading, scrolling, watching, reading, scrolling, watching, reading, scrolling, watching, reading, scrolling, watching. And then I watched this anime, and it was scary and painful, terrifying in its subject matter, in its visuals, in its insidious subtext, narrative having these complex nuances that were so thought-provoking. Trauma, childhood, violence, and the origin of resentment were themes showcased during those first few episodes, and were things I felt compelled to, despite it taking brain power. Takopi's original sin reminded me that art isn't meant to just be consumed, but rather experienced. The twists, the turns, the storytelling, who you rooted for felt so wobbly throughout, with morally great characters and conflicting character traits that made the cast feel so real. There's a plot twist in here that is so masterfully crafted, it flipped the entire narrative on its head, and forced me, for the first time in a while, to think about what I was watching, and what I got out of it in return was maybe one of the greatest anime experiences I have ever had. A deeply emotional and harsh dissection of trauma, humanity, grief, and loss and hopelessness, told through the lens of a ray of sunshine who comes to realize the world has been nothing but cloudy for these kids. It is a brutal deconstruction of such an optimistic character, with these viscerally horrifying moments where you feel their entire world shatter at the slap of a hand. It's about understanding how broken relationships, households, families cannot ever be truly fixed, only ever patched up by stealing the duct tape off another's life. An act of sin in one's eyes may very well be the gift of an angel to another. So is that it then? Is suffering a forever constant in these children's lives? No, because Takopi's original sin, through its bloody affairs and sickening storytelling, is also about healing, about finding solace, comfort, and ultimately meaning in seemingly meaningless actions.
Let it all